Start to read with me. It's so much fun and you'll agree that it's easy when you start to read with me. Read along with the words I say. Keep on trying, then someday you'll be reading by yourself. You can do it. First you watch and listen, then get right to it and say the words with me. Don't forget, you can read along with these stories over and over again. Start to read with me. A whole wide world of wonder is waiting when you start to read, with me. We're gonna have a good time. Ernie's Little Lie, written by Dan Elliott. Pictures by Joe Matthew. One day, Ernie and Bert were taking a walk. They walked by Mr. Hooper's store. Ernie stopped. "Look at that," he said. Ernie pressed his nose to the store window. Inside was a beautiful box of paints. It had lots of colors. It even had gold and silver. "Gee," said Ernie, "I wish I had that box of paints." "Maybe you can have it," said Bert. "Mr. Hooper is having a contest. The painter of the best picture wins the paints." Ernie started to run home. "Wow," he said. "I am going to paint a picture right now." Ernie got out his old paint box. Then he got some paper. He was ready to start painting. The doorbell rang. "I have a letter for you, Ernie," said the mailman. "Thanks," said Ernie. He said goodbye to the mailman. He opened his letter. The letter was from his cousin. It said, "Dear Ernie, I painted a picture for you. I hope you like it. Love, Cousin Fred." It was a great picture of a tiger. "Whoa," said Ernie. "It is so much better than any of my pictures." And then Ernie got an idea. "I could tell Mr. Hooper that I painted the tiger. Then I would be sure to win," said Ernie. Ernie's heart beat faster. He looked at the painting again. "No, I cannot lie," he said. Ernie hung the tiger painting on the wall. "Now I will paint my own picture," he said. He painted a picture of Rubber Ducky. It was a good painting. As soon as Bert came home, he saw the tiger painting. "What a great painting," he said. "You will win the contest for sure, old buddy." Bert took the painting off the wall. "I'll take it to Mr. Hooper for you." "Wait, Bert," said Ernie. "There is something I have to tell you." "Tell me later," Bert said. Slam went the door. Ernie looked sadly at his painting of Rubber Ducky. He rolled it up and put it in his pocket. He put on his sneakers and went outside. "I must tell Mr. Hooper the truth," he said. Ernie started to walk to Mr. Hooper's store. I saw him before he got there. "Ernie," I shouted, "your tiger painting is great. I bet it will win the contest." "Do you really think so?" asked Ernie. "Yes, I do," I said. "And so does everyone else." Don't be late for the contest, I said. Then I ran off. But Ernie just sat on the curb. I want that paint box, he said softly. But I don't want to lie. How did I get into this mess? At last, Ernie went to Hooper's store. Everyone was already there. Everyone had a painting. Bert's was a broom. Oscar's was a trash can. Mine was a big sunflower. But the best painting of all was the tiger.
All of these are good,
said Mr. Hooper.
but only one person can win. First prize goes to Ernie.
Mr. Hooper gave Ernie the box of paints. We all clapped. Thank you, Ernie said sadly. Then I said, Ernie, may I have your painting? I will hang it by my nest. Ernie looked at me and burst into tears. I did not paint that tiger, he cried. My cousin painted it. He took out his picture of Rubber Ducky. This is my painting. So that's what you wanted to tell me, said Bert. Yes, cried Ernie. Bert put his arm around Ernie. It is not always easy to tell the truth. But you did it, said Bert. I'm proud of you, old buddy. I will mail the paint box to my cousin, Ernie said. Because he really won it. Everyone cheered. You didn't win the contest, said Bert. But you painted the best picture of Rubber Ducky. And that is no lie. It's Not Fair, written by Deborah Hautzig. Pictures by Tom Lee. One hot summer day, Ernie had a cool idea. Hey, Bert, he said, let's sell lemonade. Good idea, Ernie, said Bert. You go buy the lemons. Then we will make the lemonade together. Right, Bert, said Ernie. I will get the lemons. And he ran off to the store. On the way, Ernie saw Grover and me. Hi, said Ernie. I am going to have a lemonade stand. Be sure to come. Oh, we will, I said. All these feathers can make a bird pretty hot. At Mr. McIntosh's store, Ernie saw piles of lemons. He saw piles of oranges, too. The oranges looked delicious. Ernie bought them instead of lemons. Back home, Bert painted a sign. It said, Ice cold lemonade, 10 cents a glass. When Ernie got home, Bert looked into the bag. Ernie, these are oranges, he yelled. Where are the lemons? At the store, said Ernie. Bert groaned. We need lemons for lemonade. I will get the lemons, said Bert. And you finish painting the sign. Ernie said, sure, Bert. Bert went to the store. Susan and Bob were there. Bert told everyone what had happened. They all laughed. You know how Ernie is, said Susan. We can't expect him to get it right. Lucky he has Bert, said Bob. Lucky, said Bert to himself. It is not very lucky for me. Then Bert went home. He walked into the kitchen. It was covered with blue paint. Ernie was covered with paint too. Ernie, said Bert, what a mess you made. Now I have to clean up. And you have to take a bath.
Right, Bert,
said Ernie.
you start making the lemonade. I will not be long.
Bert squeezed the lemons. He added sugar and ice water. He filled a big pitcher with lemonade. Then he made the sign look nice and neat. At last, Ernie came back. He was sprinkling powder on himself. Most of it fell on the floor.
Hi, Bert. I am ready to help now.
Help, yelled Bert. You are no help at all. Bert set up the lemonade stand. Grover and I arrived first. Said Grover.
This lemonade is terrific, Ernie.
I said, it sure is. Ernie always has good ideas. Bert glared at Ernie. It is easy to have ideas, Bert grumbled. It is not so easy to make them work. Susan and Bob came. So did Gordon and Mr. McIntosh. Everyone was thirsty. Clink, clink went their dimes. Mr. McIntosh looked proud.
Ernie got the lemons at my store.
He said. Lemons, grumbled Bert. Ernie got oranges. I got the lemons. Gordon patted Ernie on the back.
You did a great job.
He said. Ernie smiled.
Thanks, Gordon,
He said.
maybe I will do this every day.
Bert got red in the face. Every day, he said.
Sure, Bert,
Said Ernie.
I will call it Ernie's Famous Lemonade.
Bert could not stand it anymore. It's not fair, Bert shouted. I did all the work. I always do all the work. Ernie makes a mess. Ernie makes mistakes. But he has all the fun. And everybody expects me to do everything. Then he burst into tears. Nobody ever even says thank you, he said. He ran inside.
Oh, this is so sad,
Said Grover. He blew his nose. Gee, I said. I never knew Bert could cry. Everybody can cry, Bob said. That is true, said Susan. Especially when everyone forgets about them. Everyone felt terrible. Ernie felt the worst of all.
I have to show Bert that I am really sorry. I will give him a present,
He said. He left to look for a surprise for Bert. When Ernie got home, he peeked into the kitchen. Bert was sniffling sadly.
I am sorry, Bert.
Said Ernie.
I got a present to cheer you up. Please don't cry anymore.
He gave Bert the present. Bert stopped sniffling. He opened the present. His frown turned into a smile. Oh, Ernie, said Bert. How wonderful. A dustpan and brush. But you spent all the lemonade money on me. Ernie smiled shyly.
That is okay,
He said,
you did all the work.
Bert could not wait to try out his present. He began sweeping up the powder.
I will help, old buddy.
Said Ernie. No, said Bert. I like to sweep. Anyway, I sweep better than you. But you can keep me company, old pal. And Ernie did. Why Are You So Mean to Me? Written by Deborah Hautzig. Pictures by Tom Cook. Grover woke up smiling. Today was the day of the school picnic. Grover's mother gave him a big picnic lunch. Then she said, I have a surprise for you. It was a baseball bat. Grover was so happy. Now you can learn to play baseball, she said. I will be a super batter, said Grover. Grover's mother gave him a big kiss goodbye. The school bus took everyone to Bluebird Park. Grover sat in the back with Truman. My big brother has a bat like yours, said Truman. I play ball with him all the time. I have never played before, said Grover. I cannot wait to try. There was so much to do in the park. Everyone played tag. Betty Lou showed Grover a trick on the monkey bars. Then there was a sack race. At noon, they had their picnic lunch. After lunch, it was time to play baseball. The teacher told Jill and Truman to pick two teams. One by one, everyone was picked. Everyone but Grover. You need one more, Truman, said the teacher. Take Grover. Truman said, Oh, no. Grover has never played before. He will make us lose. Truman's words hurt Grover. They felt like a punch. But Grover just said, You will see. I will be a super batter. But Grover was not a super batter. He missed the ball every time. Now was his last chance. He swung 3 times. He missed 3 times. The other team shouted, We won! See, I told you Grover can't bat, said Truman. Everyone laughed. Grover can't bat, they teased. Grover pretended not to hear, but he felt very sad. Grover walked home slowly from the bus stop. Why did all my friends make fun of me? A big tear rolled down his furry face. He kicked a tin can down the street. You stupid can, he said. Then he looked at his bat. You stupid bat, he said. As he passed Oscar's can, Grover bumped into me. Hi, Grover, I said. Look, Oscar gave me this blue paint. I am painting a picture of you. Grover looked at the picture. That stinks, he yelled. That does not look like me at all. That made me cry. Grover, why are you so mean to me? I said. I am your friend. Oscar popped out of his can. "Who is making all that noise?" he yelled. "Big Bird is," Grover said. "Grover is," I said. Grover looked at Oscar. He looked at me. Then he burst into tears. "Everyone made fun of me." He told us all about the baseball game. "Poor Grover," I said. "You must feel so sad." Oscar yelled,
Sad? You must mean mad.
Grover said,
I am sad and mad.
Then he began to smile a little. "I have a good idea," I said. "I will practice batting with you." Oscar gave us a rotten old ball.
Now go away,
he said. I threw the ball to Grover again and again. At last, Grover hit the ball. "Hooray!" I said. Then Grover threw the ball to me again and again. I missed every time. "I am even worse than you," I said. Grover and I laughed and laughed. Finally, it was time to go home. Grover looked up at me. He said,
I did not mean what I said before. I do not think your painting stinks. Please, may I have it?
I smiled. "Sure you can," I said. Grover said,
I will go hang it up right now.
He ran all the way home. "Hello, dear," said his mother. "Did you have fun at the picnic?" Grover said,
Some of it was fun. But then everyone made fun of me. They laughed because I was a bad batter.
"Oh my goodness," said Grover's mother. "What did you do?" He said,
I yelled at Big Bird. Then I felt worse.
"Oh my," said his mother. "Then what?"
We played.
said Grover.
Then Big Bird gave me this nice painting.
His mother said, "Big Bird is a good friend." Grover's mother helped him hang the painting. Then they had a nice hot supper. After supper, Grover sat on his mother's lap.
Mommy, will I ever be good at batting?
"Maybe you will when you are older," she said. "But maybe you will not." Then she smiled. "But you will always be good at being Grover. And that is even better." Start to read with me. It's so much fun and you'll agree that it's easy when you start to read with me. Read along with the words I say. Keep on trying, then someday you'll be reading by yourself. You can do it. First you watch and listen. Then get right to it and say the words with me. Don't forget, you can read along with these stories over and over again. Start to read with me. It's so much fun and you'll agree that it's easy when you start to read with me. Read along with the words I say. Keep on trying, then someday you'll be reading by yourself. You can do it. First you watch and listen. Then get right to it and say the words with me.
read along with the words I say. Keep on trying, then someday you'll be reading by yourself. You can do it. First you watch and listen, then get right to it and say the words with me. Don't forget, you can read along with these stories over and over again. Start to read with me. A whole wide world of wonder is waiting. When you start to read with me. We're gonna have a good